Okay, class. This demo is for neuronal histology using neuronal model and histology images. Okay, so neurons, first of all, when you say nervous system, nervous system is made of what we call neural tissue. We'll talk about this in physiology pretty soon. Neural tissue. Neural tissue, basically the tissue that makes up our nervous system. There are two types of cells, two groups of cells. The two groups of cells refer to those as the neurons, which are primary cells, and there are neuroglia, which are accessory, or you can say that these are supportive cells. Neurons are primary cells and neuroglia are supportive cells. So primary cells, what does that mean, primary cells? Primary cells mean these cells are capable of, recall, we learned neuromuscular junction, action potential. These cells are capable of generating action potential. They can generate electrical signal. The main significance or the telltale mark of neuronal tissue is that nervous system commands everybody else. How do they command every other type of tissue? By electrical signal. We saw exactly how neurons are capable of contracting muscle fibers. Neuroglia, which are supportive cells, they don't generate action potential, but neurons become so specialized in their function that they lose the ability to do their self-maintenance. So neuroglia basically do all sorts of maintenance work for the neurons. We'll talk about this later. An average neuron, this is what it looks like. An average neuron has a soma. You can also call it cell body. These are the different parts. And from that cell body, there are several branches that emerge. And the cell body meaning it will have nucleus too. So basically this is the nucleus. This looks like an average cell, but this is the cell body of the neuron. And there are many branches. Out of them, there would be at least one very long branch. The shorter branches are dendrites, and the very long branch is axon. As you can see here, this very long branch is an axon. What does this axon look like? This axon is covered by a lipid covering, a lipid case. That lipid case is referred to as myelin, right here, like here. Not continuously, but rather discontinuously. So in places, intermittently, there are axons visible. The whole axon will be visible intermittently in places. If we are to magnify that axon, I'm just going to insert a slide here. If we are to magnify that axon, just the axon, what it would look like, we'll be talking about axon a lot. What would it look like? It should look like in parts, it has discontinuous lipid coat that we call myelin or myelin sheath. So I'm basically drawing the myelin sheath here. And see where the axon is visible. The axon is visible intermittently. Where there is myelin is absent. Basically this. These exposed places where the axon is visible and exposed, this is what you refer to as node of Ron VA. If it's an individual node, you just call it node. I am pointing at two of them, so I'm calling nodes of Ron VA. So myelin, nodes of Ron VA. When we look at the end of the axon, we already know, axon terminal. Right there, as you can see, those bulges, basically, toward the end, that's what the axon will give rise to. It will give rise to axon terminals. So axon terminal. Where it connects with the cell body. So this is the cell body here with shorter dendrites. Where it connects with the cell body, this zone, where the axon connects with the cell body, this zone, call that axon hillock anatomically. Axon hillock physiologically is also referred to as trigger zone. Why is it called trigger zone? This is where action potential is generated. We talked about action potential a little bit. We'll talk, in depth for our next physiology unit, but this is where action potential starts. This is where AP starts, initiates. So this is what we call the axon hillock anatomically. Physiologically, it's called trigger zone. So axon, node of Ron VA exposed, myelin, which is what is covering. Axon hillock is where the axon connects with the cell body. Axon terminal, on the other hand, is the other end, away from the cell body. Okay, so let's apply to this neuron model here. So we have this neuron model here. In this neuron model, you can see cell body right there. This is the cell body. You can see the nucleus. That's the nucleus within the cell body. Here are the dendrites. These are the dendrites, dendrites, dendrites. This is the axon hillock right there. Cell body is also known as soma. As we saw, either call it cell body or call it soma. This is the axon hillock right there. And this will be the axon. So we got dendrites, various short branches, dendrites. One long process is an axon. Oftentimes what happens that there will be another axon in some of the neurons. And in that case, it's called axon collateral. So axon. And then let's look at here. You can see the myelin and the node of Ron VA. As we know, myelin is this lipid coat. This, myelin. And here, where the myelin is absent, here, where it's absent, this is what a node of Ron VA would look like. Let's go further down into this model. We are just looking at the soma and cell body. Soma, cell body, nucleus, right there, dendrites, here, here. Axon terminals, basically these are axon terminals from other neurons. Right there, you can see those. These are axon terminals from other neuron. Axon hillock, axon, and continuing on, as you can see, myelin, node of neuron VA, neurolemma. Yes, I do have neurolemma. Okay, so neurolemma. Neurolemma just like there is sarcolemma, neurolemma is the outer coat of the myelin. Basically, this myelin is being produced by a different cell that wraps around the axon, just like here is the axon, here is the myelin producing cell. You can see the nucleus of the myelin producing cell. So this outer, use a different color, this outer coat there, this is what we call neurolemma. Basically, it's the cell membrane of the cell that's producing myelin. Okay. There are several types of neurons. There are some neurons that are sensory neurons, which basically go from periphery to CNS. We talked about receptor, basically. Receptors are nerve endings that gather, that first responds to a stimuli that everywhere. Receptor to CNS is a sensory neuron. A motor neuron is one that goes from CNS to a receptor, meaning to periphery of the body. Most neurons in the body are interneuron, which are non-myelinated small neurons that are present in the gray matter of the central nervous system. Okay. Myelin is a lipid. So when myelin is present, it makes it look like white. So when we say white column, gray horn, we just learned for spinal cord. White matter, gray matter. White matter is anything that's myelinated, meaning axon. Axon is the only part of a neuron that's myelinated. Gray matter is basically parts that are not myelinated, collective parts of a neuron or neurons that are not myelinated, which would be cell body, dendrites. Cell body is never myelinated, dendrites never myelinated, and whole interneurons, which are never myelinated. So both sensory and motor neuron, the axon is myelinated. Everything else, cell body and dendrites of motor and sensory neuron are non-myelinated. Whole interneurons are non-myelinated as well. Three types of neuron: sensory neuron, interneuron, motor neuron. So let's look at this. This is histology image. Under microscope, this is what you will pretty much see. First of all, all these dots around, these tiny dots, all of this. This is neurolemma. Sorry, neurolemma. This is neuroglia, supportive tissue. So all of these little here, and you can see that most of these are actually neuroglia. 90% of the nervous system is neuroglia. And then here, these enlarged cells, these are neurons. So cell body or soma, you can see the nucleus. Let me change the color. So nucleus, cell body. And then which one are dendrites? basically, if you look at this, these are shorter. These would be dendrites. And look at this one long extension here, axon. Similarly, look at this, dendrite, 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 dendrite. This long one here likely could be an axon. Similarly, dendrite, dendrite, dendrite. You can see this. This is a nice example of axon and axon collateral. Look at this. Seems like a long process. This looks like a long process, but somewhat thinner. So this would be an axon. And this right here, this is axon collateral. So if we magnify one of them, this is what we're looking at. Soma, all of this. Nucleus. You can see the shorter processes. Dendrite, all dendrite. And here is one long process. Right there. Axon. All of this cluster of smaller cells, these are neuroglia. And this is axon. This type of neuron is referred to as multipolar neuron. Multipolar meaning many pole. Each branch is a pole. Pole, pole, it's a pole, it's a pole, pole. Axon is a pole too. So this way, this is referred to as multipolar neuron. So structurally, neurons can be multipolar like this, one cell body, many poles, at least one axon. Unipolar, motor neurons look like that. Unipolar, meaning one cell body, one pole coming off there, and that pole is dendrite on one end, axon on the other end. Unipolar. Sensory neurons look like that. So what are receptors? Receptors are basically these dendritic ends. This is a sensory neuron where you got axon terminal and you have a single pole, unipolar, and another pole, of course, encased by connective tissue, etc. Basically, when it branches into dendrites, these dendritic ends of a sensory neuron, this is what we call receptors. The multipolar, unipolar, there are bipolar neurons as well, but we are not going to talk about those. So basically, you can use this to identify different parts of the neuron. Nucleus, cell body, dendrite, 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 looks like axon. And this will be neuroglia. Okay, so that's about the neuronal model and neuronal histology.